Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, that's right. We got a real microphone for this one. Hopefully it sounds marginally less awful than the last aux cable microphone we were using before. Because, man, that sounded like ass. But that's besides the point. Do you guys remember being kids? Hell, some of you may even be kids watching this, and if you happen to be a kid, go find your mom and dad because they clearly aren't giving you good enough attention. I mean, they let you click on a video titled, How I Nearly Got Beaten to Death with a Hammer, or something along those lines, so I'm taking a pretty educated guess when I say that. Go up to them and tell them to bring you to the park or something. Go get your knees scraped, fall off the monkey bars, get mugged by a kid with a hammer, and wait, what? Yeah, this is the story about how my 9-year-old self nearly died prematurely to a psychopath with a hammer. So sit down, strap in, buckle up, and saddle up, chucklefucks. This is going to be a mildly enjoyable ride. So it's a nice and sunny afternoon in the neighborhood, and I'm out and about fucking off on my street, as you did as a kid, because your options were either to stay inside and play 3DS till your parents threw you outside, read books all day, or go outside and have a life. I know, horrific. Fortunately, the fun thing about my neighborhood is we had a river like 5 minutes away, so we often went down there, mainly just to throw rocks into it. It wasn't deep enough to swim in, and it was also full of garbage, and wading in that shit meant you usually got sucked off by like 1,000 leeches, or at least you left smelling like a fucking inside of a porta potty. So yeah, that's the best you're gonna get. So I'm down there with my gang of childhood friends, and for the sake of this story, let's get acquainted with them all. We've got Chad. I'm calling him Chad because he reminds me of Chad from the Big Nate books, which, side note, did y'all ever read Big Nate as a kid? Because that was the shit back in elementary school. Fuck off, Greg Kathleen, and your sociopathic having ass. We got big fucking Nate playing broomball, hell yeah. But fuck it, I got off topic, where was I? Oh yeah, Chad. He was a fun enough kid, but he was kind of a wimpy dork. Next up, we got Black Ops 1. Sure, he definitely had a real name, but come on, we always went to his house to play Black Ops 1. Mainly to play Keener to Tone. The best zombies map ever made. Yeah, I said it, Jake. Fucking fight me. Finally, we have the star of this story, a kid named Jack. Now, why do I name him Jack? Well, because he was a massive jackass, that's why. He was an abrasive dick a lot of the time, but we were kids and there weren't too many better options to hang out with, so fine, you can hang around with us, who cares? So we're down there at the river, hucking rocks and doing kid shit to kill time, when during our travels we find ourselves a cat tree, half submerged in the shallow waters of the riverbed. Now, as a kid, we didn't know these were called cat trees because, one, that's not a fucking tree, that's a dumbass name. So instead, we called it a kitty cat playhouse. Now, how did this kitty cat playhouse get there? I don't know, Bubbles probably threw it in the river now because that was usually where we found our shopping carts. Now this thing was half submerged in the water and heavy as hell, but upon setting our eyes on it, we knew we needed it. Black Ops 1, I know what we're gonna do today! Dude, that thing's fucking massive. There's no way we're gonna... I said we're fucking doing it! Get over here and help me! So we spent a good 10 to 15 minutes trying to figure out the logistics of this kitty cat playhouse up a fucking hill, because side note, this river was in a valley. So it's not just about fishing this thing out, no. We gotta push this shit up a big ass hill like we're Sisyphus. At long last, we emerged victorious and the playhouse was ours. Well, now what? Well, let's bring it back to our fort. Now, our fort, in the biggest parentheses you've ever seen, was a piss-poor rock outline along the edge of the river that we pretended was a fort. In reality, it looked like some shitty Blair Witch impression that approximately 0 people saw and couldn't even keep out a paraplegic squirrel if we tried. So we started hauling this cat tree to the fort when we made a horrific discovery. This thing was difficult to carry. No shit, this thing was like 50 pounds and we were all scrawny 9-year-olds who spend their time inside playing Pokemon. We weren't pulling this thing all the way to over the kilometer to our fort. Fortunately, just behind us, there was a bridge across this river. Are y'all thinking what I'm thinking? Throw it in the river! Cat playhouse! So with Chad easily outvoted, we initiated plan, throw a fucking cat tree in the river. We get this thing over to the bridge and look over the edge. The splash this thing's gonna make would far surpass any rock we've thrown before. This would be a moment to remember. Hold up, let me get my iPod so I can record the shit. Dude, this thing that camera looks like a fucking snuff film. Forget about it and let's just get on with it. No, dude, this is gonna go viral. Just wait for me. So now Chad, Jack, and I are waiting for Black Ops 1 to come back and killing time the only way we know how. Jumping off the bridge. See, there was a bushy part next to this bridge, so when you jumped off, if you landed right, it didn't hurt that bad. The more I think about this, I don't know how this was a viable pastime as a kid.
I just shattered my femur.
Well, we waited for a ripe 5 minutes before deciding, fuck it, BO1's probably gone, getting ripped apart by Nova Crawlers. We're moving on without him. We were just about to go through with Operation Big Splash when Jack randomly stops us.
No, we can't throw this thing in. We need to keep it. I need to keep it.
Dude, you have a fucking dog, and his ass is morbidly obese. You couldn't even fucking roll him down this slide. Why do you want to keep this?
It's mine, alright, and I'm keeping it.
So now we're stood there on this walking bridge, engaged in some kind of shitty Mexican standoff. Dude, just give us the cat tree so we can throw it over.
You take one more step and I'm gonna kill you with this hammer!
Yes, you heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. Jack, the spry young 9-year-old, was planning on beginning his criminal life by murdering his friend for a cat tree he found, give to his fat-ass dog that he would never fucking use. At this point, Chad takes the reasonable course of action and hightails it out of there, because this kid is a fucking psychopath, and I probably should have too. Jesus fucking Christ, man. You're not gonna murder me in this lightly forested area where there's people actively walking down the path right there.
I'm keeping the fucking tree!
So we go back and forth for a bit, and I eventually surrender ownership of this kitty cat playhouse to young Jeffrey Dahmer here, and then the funniest thing happens.
I can't move this. Let's just throw it over the bridge anyways.
Bro. Yeah, sure, fuck it. So all that roundabout bullshit ended up in us throwing this cat tree in anyways. What a fantastic waste of time and energy. So we finally walk back home, and I leave Jack outside to go inside to play Mario Maker on my 3DS. A far better fucking pastime. Hey son, how was your day? Fine, some kid almost killed me with a hammer. Oh, that's nice. Wait, what? Needless to say, my dad was fucking furious, and we went over to Jack's house to confront him about it. Now, many of you may have heard the saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and if Jack is, well, like this, I fear for the unfathomable horrors that would be his mother. We knock on the door, a cold breeze rushes through the porch. The house seems more demented and dilapidated than ever. Eventually, the door slowly creaks open, and there, illuminated in the darkness, we see the figure of Jack's mother. A crazed look on her face, a bloodlust beyond human sanity radiating from her piercing gaze. Hello? Can I help you? Well, it seems your son threatened to kill my kid here. It's got him pretty rattled up. Oh, well, that's nothing compared to the rattling you're gonna get! And then she lunged at my dad with a fucking sledgehammer, and nah, I'm just kidding. That would be fucking ridiculous. No, her actual response was even more fucking ludicrous. So?
Boys are gonna be boys. He's fine.
Why does your son have a fucking hammer? Why is he carrying it around the neighborhood?
What? You don't think I come snitching to you about every little thing your son's done? And don't pretend he's so innocent. He's had his fair share of events. I just don't snitch on him for him.
So for like 3 minutes, I stand there listening to this fucking loony justify why her sociopath of a son is just an angel who wouldn't harm a fly, and how I'm the real demon and a little crybaby bitch. Lady, he threatened to fucking kill me! This culminated in her saying, I don't want your son playing with my son anymore, which was fine by me. I didn't really like this kid anyways. So I went back home and fired up some Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, where I proceeded to catch 3 shiny Pokemon. Here's proof from my shitty Samsung tablet recording from when I was 9, and want to know a really fun fact about all this? I forgot to save after finding all of them, so that was a 3-hour waste of my fucking time. And all I have is the memories of these Pokemon. And no, I never got my shiny Magnemite back. I want him dearly. So that's the Ballad of Jack. An asshole who nobody missed, and if I'm being honest, he was just one of those kids who you meet and don't really care about. So when our group split that way, Chad and BO1 came with me. And we continued to be friends up until I moved out of that neighborhood. If you like this style of video, please feel free to let me know, because I have a plethora of other funny stories to tell about. Like the time I snuck out in the middle of the night because there was an Articuno raid in Pokemon Go, and I had my parents lose their shit on me because they thought I had disappeared. But until next time, have a good night, ladies and gentlemen, and take it easy, folks. I'm getting a phone call. Hello?
Hi, this is how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you today?
Just a feedback form. Are you facing any kind of problem with your services?
No,
Like
my service is pretty fine. Oh shit! I'm being chased by a grizzly bear! Help! I fucking hate talking messages.